Well, Fort Lee Mayor Mark Sokolich took to the airwaves to break his silence on the controversy. Here is him sitting down with CNN's Wolf Blitzer yesterday.
You know, as this story continues and as things begin to unravel with emails, the actions of counterparts, resignations, engagement of defense counsel, that position becomes more and more difficult to understand, more and more difficult to comprehend, and quite frankly, more and more difficult to believe.
Have you heard from the governor as he called to apologize, for example?
No. Remain mindful, I'm not on his radar, so I'm certainly not in his Rolodex either. It's not even remotely acceptable to do what you did. It is the lowest, most venomous form of political retaliation. And this in a time when New Jersey needs this like we need a hole in the head. We've now ensured that we're going to remain the butt of every political joke for the next 20 years on political misconduct. They don't concern me except when they act recklessly and they put my family, put my residents and citizens in harm's way.
You know, I got to tell you, I've been covering politics.
Shame on you.
Later on, Sokolich joined MSNBC's Chris Hayes to respond to reports that Christie's appointee to the Port Authority, David Wildstein, called the mayor an idiot and said, quote, "It will be a tough November for this little Serbian."
David Wildstein deserves an ass kicking, okay? Sorry, there, I said it.
Wow. Guys?
Well, I actually spoke to the mayor. I spoke to the mayor yesterday as well, and it was very shortly after the emails broke out, and he was incredibly angry. I mean, he was called Little Serbian. He was called Serbia by these Chris Christie officials, and as he pointed out, he's actually Croatian. But even if he were Serbian, he found what they were doing incredibly offensive. And so that's just sort of, you know, another level of nastiness. And the mayor has been silent up until yesterday. He initially floated that this might have been political retribution, but he walked that back. And he has been silent as the controversy has swirled around the Christie administration. And so he really has not been grandstanding. He has not been taking advantage of this. But after yesterday, I think he just felt like it was really time for him to speak out.
Arthur, is he going to... Go ahead, Arthur.
Go ahead. It's Chris Christie is still apparently trying to position himself as the one who calls for ass kickings, because that's a Christie-esque thing the mayor of Fort Lee was saying, right? But Christie's saying, I didn't know anything about this, and I'm appalled. And people are resigning, and he'll probably, if this is his course of action, he'll probably start firing people. So he's going to try to apparently retain that title of ass kicker in chief, but it's going to be tough because this is just, it's really hard to believe that he didn't have anything to do with this. Being a fair-minded person, you want to hope there's some kind of mitigating detail that makes it not seem so bad, but it's hard to see what that could be at this point.